finally, we got away from all of our adult responsibilities so we could go have some fun camping.
Summer camping.
Yeah, well, not full-blown summer yet.
It sure feels like
but it's pretty warm at the moment.
Yeah, we are headed for Magnolia Springs State Park outside of Millen, Georgia. Once again, sticking to our channel's philosophy that adventure can be found close to home. Magnolia Springs State Park is almost exactly 51 miles from our back door, so a little bit outside that 50-mile limit. But surprised to find that it is considered part of the Central Savannah River area. We've told you about it before. Our local area is referred to as the CSRA. So unintentionally, we're going to be showing off yet another of our home base's wonderful camping opportunities.
That's right.
And sweating.
A lot.
Well, you know what's coming. And here we are. Little confession before I start showing you around. This is our first trip in several weeks, couple of months, and we really kind of threw it together last moment. So I'm out of practice. We spoke to you in the truck thinking that we would cut that in with all the wonderful, lovely countryside footage that I always share with you shot from the top of the camper. Well, somehow I didn't activate that camera, so I got no road footage to share with this trip. So you pretty much just kind of like, blah, here you are along with us. But anyway, this is what you came to see anyway. This is Magnolia Springs State Park, Millen, Georgia. I'm gonna give you a little 360 of the campground before I get started on our site. Fairly small campground. I think it's 24 sites. If it's not, I'll give you the exact number down here. This is our site. This is site 4. As you can see right there. Back in, kind of on the corner, the campground is almost like a rounded off square. Bathhouse right across from us. Boot. Again, we haven't done this in a couple of months, so we were a little rusty. Took me a couple of tries to get him perfectly straight, but on the whole, fairly easy back-in process for us. Not paved, you know, rocking dirt, gravel, not even really gravel, more rock than anything else. These Georgia State Park campsites all have these monster concrete picnic tables that I personally don't like. Not that, I mean, they function fine, that's not the problem, it's just that you can't move them, and if you wanted them somewhere else, well, you're stuck with it. And of course, if it happens, and it didn't in this case, it did Tulilla Gorge, I think, it happened to be in a spot where you have to factor it in when you're backing in. So, but anyway, that's just me. Otherwise, lots of room. You see the lantern hook and fire ring. You know, real spacious living area here. It's not full hookups, of course, it's water and electric, but they're both together, and I thought, you know, fairly clean. Didn't have to clean out any spider webs or anything. This is unusual. I'm not used to seeing parks providing you, dual water source, I usually have to bring a splitter of my own and hook it up. But otherwise, everything's here. June the 18th, as I speak to you right now, probably really getting into heat of summer. It's like 93 right now as I'm giving you this walk around. As we said in the truck, supposed to rain some this weekend, so we're going to try to maybe take a hike tomorrow before the rain hits in the afternoon. But you know the saying, whatever it is, you will see it. So stay tuned. Top of the morning to you. And it's actually morning. We're getting started before lunchtime. Can you believe it? Still, it's 10 o'clock. We still probably should have been doing this an hour ago. But
especially if we're going to beat the rain.
And that's why, yeah. So. We are going to... I'm telling you this so you'll understand the mindset. We're already loaded up here in Red 5, ready to go. We're going to drive over to the visitor center and do an exploratory hike. But on the way, we thought we would do a circle of the campground. Since it's so small, we'll drive a circle, and what we say it was 26 sites. So we'll look at a few things and point and show you and give commentary, whatever you might think of our commentary, and then we'll hit a visitor center, and from there we will do
the historic trail around Camp Lawton, Fort Lawton, which was a Confederate prison that they have unearthed. Some neat stuff there. Then we will go to the Woodpecker Trail. It's a nature trail that has a boardwalk and a bridge, and maybe we'll see some alligators
in the rain.
Hopefully not in the rain.
Anyway, we're ready to go, so let's take a look at the campground.
Come along.
I guess the first thing that I'll mention is that, as I mentioned yesterday, we're in a back-end site, and it was a fairly easy back-end. There are a few pull-throughs here. They're small, short pull-throughs. You see somebody in a little, 15, 16 foot GeoPro took care of one right there.
Mm-hmm.
We saw some, they've already gone. There was somebody in a pretty good sized fifth wheel.
They probably had to change sites because it was really, really tight.
Yeah, we saw them kind of navigating it yesterday.
Because that's the vehicle that was with them.
Yeah.
So they may have just changed sites.
But all the back-end sites look to be fairly deep. You could get, again, our entire rig from tongue to front of the truck is 40 feet, and we had plenty of space.
Mm-hmm. And some of these pull-through sites
I'm sorry to interrupt.
really nice.
Class A, and I got in one of those, so it can be done.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. That one was really nice because it's large and fully wooded area, on the campsite side. So most of the sites are very spacious, which was a nice surprise, and shaded, which is even better in the south in the summer.
I didn't get any footage, but I did investigate the bathhouse this morning, and I was pleased. It was clean. I went early enough in the morning I couldn't tell whether it was climate controlled. It wasn't hot and muggy in there yet, if it's going to get hot and muggy, but it was definitely clean. So.
And there is a lake with some canoe rentals and I think kayak rentals too. Nothing big, but still a nice little outing for the day.
And as you guess, it's called Magnolia Lake. And we're leaving the campground just that quick.
And there are a lot of cottages that are available too. So that's another option, especially if you have a big group meeting up.
And that's the entirety of the camping area. So now we're headed to the visitor center. And we're here. And we're already disappointed. We're walking over to the museum, and we're thinking it's closed. The documentation said 8 to 4:30 daily. They might have meant business daily. We'll see. Yep, must be. Oh well.
Boo.
Strike one. Plenty more to check out though.
That's right. Let's go.
Off we go. Alright, guide, where we headed?
That way.
Yeah, honey, go dangle your leg over the edge of the water.
No.
It's not very deep. If he was out there, I feel like we'd see him. And I don't see him, so I guess he's not out there.
I do.
You do?
See the wooden.
Oh, yeah, there he is. We're going to walk along the water's edge despite the threat of violent reptilian death.
Yay.
You can see, you can even Charlie the briefcase. He's over there. They'd all be over there, where the people aren't. So.
Famous last words. Continues on that way.
Hugs the road, so to speak.
Yes. So that way.
Okay, looks like we have stumbled upon the excavation site of Fort Lawton. We'll start over here. Now, history nut that I am, I admit that you walk into this location, if somebody hadn't told you what this was, you'd never know. Because it's, what remains is the berms, the embankments, and I guess if you didn't know that those were man-made, you probably wouldn't surmise that on your own. But nonetheless, somebody told us, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
At least I think so.
Of course, I go back to the fact that they were wearing wool in the South, and we're sweating right now. And it's only 82 degrees, but about 80% humidity.
By
so.
1860 standards, we're walking around naked.
True.
Okay, under the heading, it always pays to ask. We stopped back here at the visitor center and mentioned that we wanted to go in the museum, but it was closed. Oh, no, it's not closed. You just have to get the key from us. So we got the key.
So here we go.
So here we go. Back where we started.
Feels so special. I get to, it's a key. We have the key to the place.
There we go. Pull. Thank you.
Welcome.
Let me get the key back. Nothing can be simple. There we go. Oh, that's right. In all of the commentary I've been making so far, I forgot to mention to you folks. Magnolia Springs State Park is a civilian conservation corps park. It's one of Georgia's original CCC parks. So we got that theme going too. Not many actual artifacts from the archaeological dig, but lots of interesting displays and drawings and etchings and things about the time frame and goings on around Camp Lawton, including
Thomas P. Austin Corbett was the man who shot and killed John Wilkes Booth, the guy who assassinated President Lincoln.
This fellow here, I guess.
Yeah. So he was a prisoner here.
Okay, I guess that's the museum then. Interesting.
Very nice.
Back out into the Georgia humidity. Ooh, it's getting grayer too.
Yeah.
Okay, back in the truck. Thought we weren't gonna have to move the vehicle. We would do all of our hiking off of one stop, but we do think we're gonna have to venture back over towards the picnic areas to find, was it the Woodpecker Trail you said? Woodpecker Trail?
Yeah.
Speak slowly, Smokey.
Well, that and there's inclement weather coming, so we're
Yeah.
trying to race.
We're trying to show you people everything we can while we have a chance to show it.
Right.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Geez, 5. It's a turtle frenzy.
Check it out. Look at all the fish.
Oh. So this is Magnolia Spring.
Right. Boy, a fisherman would be happy if he could go fishing here.
Now I wonder, is that because the water is moving there, or is it warmer there? That the fish would tend to congregate there?
I don't know, but it's awfully pretty, the color.
And now from this angle, you can see the motion of the water. You can see the roiling up, so it's a little bit more visible. The motion of the water is more visible. Well, feeling the first drops, and it's lunchtime, so maybe that's nature's way of saying go back to the camper and eat. So we may not get to show you much of anything. We may not be able to see much of anything else, but it's only a weekend trip, so I guess we did good to get as much done as we did.
We did.
So we're gonna go back to the camper and feed our faces and probably relax while the rain falls on the camper roof, and then we gotta go home tomorrow. So we may find something else to do. I mean, if we don't see you in tomorrow, you haven't missed anything. But if we come up with something else, we'll show it to you. So either way, check in with you later. To the life.
Top of the Sunday morning to ya. Back home. I think we did pretty good for a 36, 40-hour trip that we kind of threw together last minute. Mission report. Magnolia Springs State Park, Millen, Georgia. What do we think?
It was fabulous. Other than the rain, at least our experience.
What we saw of it was fabulous.
Very quiet campground, I have to say.
And
it may just be the crowd we were with, but it was very relaxing to not have a lot of hardy crowd, and with the sites, most of the sites being spacious, a lot of space in between, it left for a lot of calmer privacy.
It's Father's Day weekend as
That's
we're
true.
speaking to you, and so I guess, and I didn't say it beforehand, but I was just assuming that holiday weekend, and there'd be scads of kids and a lot of family reunion type gatherings going on, and there were in the day use area. There was a lot of that going on. But that's kind of removed from the campground, so that didn't really come into play. But I was surprised that there weren't, and not to say raucous in a bad way, but just again, holiday weekend, you go out and do things with the kids, and I just assumed that there would be more of that this weekend. I guess just because this is not a lakefront, oceanfront,
Right.
resort type campground. That it's off in the woods and a lake, but that's really a small fishing lake.
Right.
Sure, about all the water access there is. So I guess it's not a big party crowd draw.
It
was
could
worked out for us.
Yeah, it was very nice. And of course, we learned to ask questions. The museum is open 9 to 4 daily, but you have to get the key from the camp store, visitor center, which we didn't know about until we asked. And the trail for Camp Lawton, Fort Lawton, is directly across from the museum and visitor center.
Anytime you watch one of our videos and you see us take a historic site hike, do it the opposite way we did it, and you'll probably be okay.
Probably.
I guess that wraps up Mission 27. Mission 28, next month, middle of July, will be a return visit for us. We will return to Santee State Park in central South Carolina. We went there a couple of years ago. It was like our second or third trip. Yeah, Thanksgiving trip a couple of years ago. Three years ago.
That's right.
Whew, time flies.
So with the old camper.
Yeah. After that, we're kind of in limbo. Hot teacher lady here is working summer school this year, so we didn't know what kind of free time we'd have in August and September.
Right.
I've just started another new job. It's a good thing. If we ever have a beer sometime, I'll tell you about it, but I'm not going to bore you with here. So I'm not real sure about how my schedule's going to go. So after Santee, we'll just have to see what happens. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Do the like, subscribe, share thing, please. Don't forget social media. You can always keep up with us, all these places up here. And I guess until we next see you, keep living and learning.